Well, howdy, meowdy. I am the Damn Cat, and I welcome you to round 8 of the Gran Turismo Racing Community's Hyundai Elantra Challenge. This is the finale, the last race of the season in these cars, and shaping up to be a doozy. There's a lot of drama coming in, all up and down. The points positions are still to be gained. But what will happen? Biggest piece of drama coming in is between Superboy and Ishmael, who are currently tied coming into this round for first place. This is the race to decide the final outcome. Who takes home that star? Is it Ishmael or is it Superboy? Well, let's see. Before we actually see what the outcome, see what comes up. Let's, for one final time, just go into the series information. We're going to start off with our calendar. We're the finale, Grand Valley South layout. This is the short layout. It is thankfully not the full length. So the laps are short, the laps are relatively quick, and it's still Grand Valley. It's still a very tough track. But it makes for some good racing. So as always, each round consists of two 20-minute races. The first determined by a 2-lap qualifier. That's 1 out lap, 2 flying laps, 2 opportunities to set qualifying time. And then the second race is determined based off of the reverse results of the first race, and where possible, we also go the other way. And Grand Valley South is a track where we can go the other way, so we do so. The tower is at 1x and fuel rate is at 3x. This means for every lap we race, we use 1 lap's worth of tire wear, and we have go through 3 laps worth of fuel. We are racing on racing mediums, and the weather is set to random. But Grand Valley is a track where rain at least is not a factor, so we don't have to worry about having intermediates or wets for this round. Just have to keep an eye on cloud cover and things like that. I guess, like I alluded to earlier, there's all manner of battles for points coming up and down the grid. We have Superboy and Maple Syrup, or Ishmael as we also know him as, tied for first at 191 points apiece. Duck Barrow is second with 175. Hair Razor is right behind him at 172. Tap is fifth at 147, with Petrol right behind with 143. The Damn Cat is seventh with 123, and Bar is not too far behind at 118. And Type R is also within striking distance at 101. And then 10th place we have Mike at 64, UU is 11th at 27, Eagle to 24, and ATV bringing up the rear of our points getters with 19 points. So we did our qualifying, and as has been a common case, Ishmael starts off in first, Petrol in second, Superboy in third, the Damn Cat starting in fourth, the Duck Barrow in fifth, Type R in sixth, and Bar, very unusually, starting in the back of the grid in seventh place. A lot of our drivers are missing this final round. Life happens. But we're not going to let that get in the way. We're going to finish the season strong. 7 drivers approach the line. Let's go to the line ourselves, shall we? The lights are red, waiting for them to go green. And away we go. Ishmael is the first one to bring us across the line. Petrol in second, but Superboy got an amazing start. He already jumps to second. Petrol's down to third. Doug Barrow has already moved up to fourth. The Damn Cat down to fifth with his typically bad starts. R has already moved his way up into sixth. Round Type R, who is now, for the time being, in last place. So Ishmael is now leading through the line of car. We've already gone single file. With Ishmael bringing us in the lead. Second, Superboy still in second. Petrol third, Doug in fourth, R in fifth, Type R in sixth, and the Damn Cat fell all the way down to seventh. Not sure what happened there. I think we saw someone go into the wall. It might have been this guy. That will take him a little bit. Catch back up. Alright, so coming into the tunnel, we have Ishmael leading the way. Then we have Superboy here in second. Petrol is in third, but we can't see them because of the tunnel lighting. There we are. Doug is in fourth. R in fifth. Type R in sixth. And the Damn Cat right behind in seventh. So, smacking to the wall didn't hurt him too badly, but he did lose positions. Back at our front, Ishmael is already putting up a nice lead over Superboy. Superboy, though, needs to stay close. He needs to try to take that fastest lap, and he needs to get that race win if he wants a good shot at coming away with the championship. We're going to have Petrol on third. He's looking to maybe defy the odds and maybe cost some ground back, but I do think he's too far back to catch up points-wise to Doug Barrow, who's currently in fourth. Barr is in fifth. He is doing everything he can to get as many positions as possible because he wants to get ahead of the Damn Cat, who's moved back up to sixth already around Type R. And the Damn Cat is only about 5 points ahead. Can't remember. Anyway, coming out of the tunnel for the second time, Ishmael's still in the lead. He's got about a second and a half gap to Superboy right behind him. Petrol has picked up a half-second penalty. That is unfortunate. He is currently holding on to third. Doug is in fourth. He's got a nice big gap to Barr behind him. And the Damn Cat and Type R are in a drag race down the home stretch. Coming into turn one, the Damn Cat's got the inside. There might have been a little bit of a bump there, but no harm, no foul. The Damn Cat does manage to hold on to sixth place for the time being. See Type R dipping into the dirt just a little bit there. I don't want to do that. That can easily trigger a penalty as well as just make the next several corners a little difficult to handle. Coming back to the front, we have Ishmael still in the lead. He's still got a 2-second gap now to Superboy. And we see Doug having made his way around Petrol. Petrol served that penalty that gave, now Doug was able to get close enough to take advantage. It's Petrol in fourth. Barr's picked up a half-second penalty now. And he's got to worry about the Damn Cat, who is right behind him. And Type R is not too far back. We're all still pretty close. Alright, Ishmael is still in the lead coming into turn one. Solid 2.5 second gap. Looks now to the Superboy. Ishmael's got the fastest lap at a 1:13.0. Superboy's best lap so far is a 1:13.3. And we see Petrol and Doug battling each other. Still, Petrol is trying to get back ahead of Doug Barrow. We have to keep an eye on this. This is going to be a nice spicy battle shaping up here. But we've got another battle brewing right here in fifth place. Barr and the Damn Cat. The Damn Cat has been reeling Barr in ever since he got around Type R. And Type R is starting to lose touch a little bit. Barr's going to serve his penalty. Was the Damn Cat close? The Damn Cat was indeed close enough to take fifth place from Barr, but we know Barr is going to respond. Let's come back to third. So we see Doug has managed to stay ahead of Petrol for the time being, but now we're coming into the home stretch. This is if if Petrol is in the slip, and indeed he is, he should be able to take advantage of that slipstream and fight again for third place. So we see Barr has gotten back around the damn cat. So these, like I said, these two are not out of it yet. This is shaping up to potentially be a nice spicy battle as well. And Type R is close enough where he can get involved still. Let's take a quick peek here up at Ishmael in the front. Big gap to Superboy, who has picked up a 1 second penalty. Now a 1.5 second penalty. That's not what he wants to be happening right now. We have Doug here in third. He has Petrol all up in his business right behind him, trying to get around him, trying to reclaim the bottom of the podium. We see Doug and Petrol coming back in, and Superboy is right there after serving that big penalty. Petrol moves up the inside. Not necessarily what he wanted to do there, though, because that puts him on the outside coming into the next part, and that allows Doug to take the inside line going into the tunnel. But Petrol has the inside going through the tunnel. That should be enough to allow Petrol to maybe take third place. But Petrol is just going to slow himself down, bumping into Doug. Looks like they're so close to each other right now. It's not even funny. They finally get off of each other going into turn 1. Petrol has the inside line. That should be Doug is able to get a much better run. It's like Petrol may have gotten a little bit naughty on the throttle there and went and tapped the wall. We see the damn cat has gotten back around Barr. In fact, not only has the damn cat gotten back around Barr, Type R has gotten around Barr. So this is really, these back there in a spicy little battle of their own. Right now there's a little bit of gap, a little bit of spacing at the moment. Let's come back to these two. These two are actively duking it out. Petrol and Doug going at it, going hard. They are keeping it nice and clean. Right now, Doug has the advantage at the moment. Has built a little gap over Petrol, so you can check on where Ishmael's at. Just have a look, make sure he's keeping it nice and clean. We got Superboy here in second, Doug in third, Petrol in fourth. Not too far behind. This could turn back into a battle here in a little bit. We have the damn cat here in fifth, Type R right behind in sixth, and Barr right behind him in seventh. But the damn cat is building him a gap, Type R now, trying to at least. And Type and Barr is staying right on the rear of Type R, trying to not be last place. A little bit of lag there from Barr, but it is what it is. Coming back to the front, we got Ishmael, big gap to Superboy, who's got Doug not too far behind. We've got Doug and Petrol. Their battle is, I guess, about to resume because Petrol has closed back in pretty much over Doug Barrow. Alright, then we have the damn cat, Type R and Barr, 5th, 6th, and 7th. Still pretty close together. These positions could still shuffle around. Coming back to the front, Ishmael by his lonesome. We have Superboy here in second, Doug right behind in third, Petrol still right behind him in fourth. Let's wait on Petrol. Can Petrol close the gap back up and really make this a battle? We're about halfway through the race one of this final round, and I said it was gonna be spicy, and it has been pretty spicy so far. Boy, trying to close up, but he is not having much success at the moment. Ishmael's got the fastest lap with a 1:12.749. That is about a little over half a second quicker than what Superboy's done so far. We have Doug Barrow here in third. He's about the similar pace as Superboy. Same with Petrol. 13.4. Damn Cat's got a 14.2 to his name so far, with Type R the 14.5 and trying to get into Cat's slipstream again. Does Type R have success this time? He's in the slip, so he should be able to drag and catch up to him going into turn 1. Damn Cat has again got the inside line, just a defending on the inside. Knight gets on the power and away he goes, holding off Type R again for the on the inside of turn 1. We see Barr is losing touch. He's got a half-second penalty, which is not going to help his cause any at all. Let's come back up these three areas. We see the gap starting to build here with the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. And Ishmael has gone off on his own. He is unchallenged so far this round. Superboy is 2nd. He needs to find out what he's doing wrong here, because he is just losing ground quickly to Ishmael. This is not what he wants to be happening. He wants at least to get the fastest lap, but he's got to find another second of pace in order to do that. Doug is closing in on him in 3rd place, and Petrol's not too far behind in 4th. Alright, so coming into lap 10, see the Damn Cat's still ahead of Type R. Type R's trying to close up on him. That guy goes wide. It might let Type R gain a little bit. He's machine can get a good run down the bridge into the canyon here. But Type R does not seem to be gaining ground, so we'll continue back to the front where we see Ishmael again just by his lonesome. Superboy looks like he just made a mistake coming up out of the final canyon bit there. Doug is 3rd. Petrol still in 4th, trying to get ahead, close back in on Doug. Right now they're kind of staying pat with each other, and they're not really gaining or losing ground to each other. They're slightly close in on. I think Doug is trying to close in on Superboy here, as he wants to finish as high as he can. You know, I think just by showing up, Doug may have done enough to lock it 3rd. Petrol's here in 4th. Damn Cat still got Type R right behind him in 6th. And Barr is trying to close back in and rejoin this battle. See if he can do it. I'll check on him in a few laps and see. Meanwhile, Ishmael's purple again. A 1:12.7. And Superboy just picked up another half-second penalty. He is just struggling right now. Definitely does not want to be dealing with penalties here. You have Doug here in 3rd, and he's got Petrol closing in slowly on him here in 4th. See, Petrol might be close enough to be able to take advantage of slipstream. See if he can do it. He's close. And he is reeling Doug in, so he is in Doug's slipstream, but I don't think he was close enough to be able to take advantage of it coming into turn 1. But if Petrol can get a little bit later on the brakes, he can start closing in on a braking here. But it doesn't look like he's going to have success with that right this lap, at least anyway. But he is closer to Doug than he was before, so slowly but surely trying to reel Doug Barrow back in. You know, the Damn Cat's starting to build a gap over Type R now. Type R has picked up a half-second penalty. That is not what he wants to see. Because that can let Barr close in if he can stay out of the dirt. You know, back to the front, we have Ishmael. Oh, fine and dandy, just cruising. Just a wonderful Saturday afternoon cruise for him. Superboy is in 2nd. He has allowed Doug to close in a little bit more, but Doug has also allowed, seems, Petrol to really close in on him. So Spiritual is definitely closing up now to be able to make use of the slipstream and should be able to make a move going into turn 1. Whether he goes to the inside or tries to make it work on the outside. He tried the inside before and it just didn't work out. So his next move might be to try to do it on the outside. We have the damn cat here still in 5th. Still trucking along. We have Type R in 6th. He's a little bit of a gap between him and the damn cat now. The gap between him and Bar is a little less. Bar's trying to reel it back in, but Bar is just not having just an uncharacteristically bad day for Bar. He's still keeping it going forward, so still doing good. Back to the front. Nothing to see here, just Ishmael running away with it. Completely unchallenged with 4 minutes to go. Super here in 2nd. He has got Doug not too far behind. And Petrol is right on Doug's rear bumper again. Well, almost there. We're getting close enough to where Petrol should be able to close in under with a slipstream and maybe close in under braking a little bit. But again, just a little too far back to be able to do that, and we do see that Petrol is going to look up the inside, just too far back to actually be able to make a move with it. Meanwhile, the damn cat's here in 5th. Sizable gap starting to form between him and Type R. Got a little bit wiggly there on the curb. We have Bar here in last. Still trucking, still trying to close in on Type R. I lost some ground that lap though. And Ishmael once again with a purple. Fastest lap, 1 minute 12.6 is now the fastest lap time. And I think Ishmael is looking to make it even bigger. He ain't doing it this lap, I don't think. 1:12.7. We have Super here in 2nd, a long ways back. At this point, you can no longer see Super Ishmael on the straight. And we see again Petrol right there. If Petrol can just come out of the tunnel a little closer, he can make the move. Doug is holding the inside, so if Petrol is going to make a move, it will have to be on the outside. And again, Petrol is just right there, right behind him, trying to keep close. At this stage of the track, unless Doug makes a mistake, that's really all Petrol can do is just keep it close. Not that many overtaking opportunities on this track. You're more or less, it's more of a race of attrition, really. You're kind of waiting on the guy and trying to keep pressure on the guy in front of you, trying to make him make a mistake, or if he's inconsistent enough, he'll make a mistake on his own. But these guys right here, they're all good enough to where they're generally not going to make a mistake on their own. If they do make a mistake, it's going to be induced by some other thing, whether it's tire wear or equipment malfunction we'll go with. Alright, we have 1 minute 20 to go. That's 2 laps remaining for top 4. Well, 14.6, yeah. So once we get to 5th, 6th, and 7th, this is their final lap. So Type R needs the damn cat to make a mistake. Bar needs Type R to make a mistake. Bar ideally wants both Type R and the damn cat to make a mistake. So he wants to be ahead of the damn cat with at least one person between them. But so far, looks like that's what the damn cat has achieved. Alright, back to the front. Actually, we're going to come here. We see Superboy with a half-second penalty. We have Doug here in 3rd. Should close in on Superboy. Once he serves his penalty, this is going to be close. Benny's 3. 10 seconds remain. Superboy will get another lap. Doug also will get another lap. Petrol will get another lap. And Petrol is too far back to make a move on turn 1. We see the Damn Cat finishing race 1 in 5th. Type R finishing in 6th for race, and Bar finishing in 7th. Ishmael's got a huge lead. See, Superboy is about to serve this half-second penalty, and then it's about to get really spicy because Doug and Petrol are not far behind. Superboy does nicely get over to serve his penalty, gets off the racing line. Doug going a little bit wide. But in the end, Super Dad was able to put a big enough gap between him and Doug to hold on to second place. We're going to see Superboy cross the line in second. Doug in third, and Petrol coming in fourth. So we see here, Ishmael takes the win for race 1 and the fastest lap. Superboy in second, Doug in third, Petrol in fourth, the Damn Cat with a 5th place finish, Type R in 6th, and the Bar finishing in 7th. And as I mentioned before, we're starting the race 2 in reverse order. So that means that Bar will be starting in the front. The Type R will be starting in second. The Damn Cat in third. Petrol in fourth. Doug Barrel in fifth. Superboy in sixth. And Ishmael starting in seventh for a last first attempt in race 2 of this season finale. Can he pull it off? When Tap has been on the field, it has been the only time really that Ishmael has struggled to pull off a last first. But with Tap missing this round, it's unfortunate. But Ishmael, the odds are very good for Ishmael to potentially have a last first challenge. Meanwhile, let's go check in on the line here. Lights are red, waiting on them to go green. And away we go. Everybody gets a decent launch. The Damn Cat always seems to be struggling with the launch. This round is no exception. Already 3 wide going into the tunnel, and the Damn Cat is on the short end of that exchange. He's already fallen to 4th. Meanwhile, Bar, nice tidy line going into turn 1. Type R going up the inside to try to take the lead. However, and little argy-bargy there. A little bit of chaos throughout the field as people are sorting out where they're going to be. I think the Damn Cat got into the back of corner of Ishmael. That's why he checked up. Ishmael continues on, and everyone's going. We see Superboy getting around Doug. Lots of chaos here on this lap 1. Unlike last round, we saw where lap 1 was relatively smooth. This has been a much more chaotic lap 1. It's coming into the final turn. Well, technically next to final turn if you don't count the kink. You have Bar holding on to the lead. Petrol has made his way to second. Type R is barely holding on to third from Superboy at the moment. Superboy in fourth, right behind Type R. Close enough to, and I think Meg should have gotten a good enough run to where by the time we get to the tunnel, Super should be in third or ready to make a move for it, and there it is. There's that move to the inside for Superboy coming into this corner here. Superboy makes a nice clean move up the inside to take third place from Type R. Doug Barrow has got a little bit of a push there. Checks up, and then we see Ishmael squeezing by there. It might have been a little bit of a door bash there, but no harm, no foul there. Ishmael, a couple of corners, gets around Doug and Type R to move into 4th place. Now he is threatening Superboy to make a move, and already into third we go. Already into second he goes, and Petrol at some point snuck into the lead, took the lead away from Barr, who has quickly filtered his way down to fourth and has picked up a half-second penalty. So by the end of lap 2, we see Ishmael has made his way into second place. Petrol's got the lead for the time being, though. Ishmael in 2 laps lasts to second. Superboy is on the outside coming into the tunnel. Ishmael going, holding that defensive inside line, but if Superboy can stay side by side, that'll give him the inside coming here, and indeed he has it. Superboy holds on to second place, or rather reclaims second place from Ishmael Barr in fourth, serving his penalty, moving off the racing line and already back onto the racing line. Well, right in front of Doug and Type R and Brother Damn Cat way back there in their rear. Seems that the auto never fail, always filters to the back of the grid on race 2. Meanwhile, Petro is here in first place for the time being, is not under much threat at the moment, with Superboy in second place trying to keep Ishmael behind. However, Superboy needs to get this win and ideally have at least one person between him and Ishmael if he wants to win the series. Otherwise, he needs to win the series, win the race, and get fastest lap to tie at this point, given that Ishmael won race 1 with fastest lap. Ishmael looking and briefly took a peek up the inside there, but didn't do anything with it there that time. Looks like it's going to very soon turn into a 3-way battle for the lead here with Petrol, as Superboy and Ishmael are, despite battling each other, they're closing up Petrol as well. Almost like Ishmael might actually be pushing Super up there. See it coming in the middle of the highway. Alright, coming into the final turn, we see Superboy goes wide into the dirt, looking to make a move up the inside on Petrol. It's going to force Petrol to the outside line. Ishmael, looks like Petrol might have turned into Ishmael there a little bit. Just trying to close the door to avoid losing too many positions. Does hold Ishmael at bay for the time being. However, it does allow Supra to take the lead. And I think Petrol let Ishmael by because Petrol did get into him. So it's a good show of sportsmanship there. Now Petrol's going to fight back and try to reclaim the position. Just gotta look at the rest of the grid here. See Petrol, he also has a half-second penalty that also may have factored into that decision to not hold up Ishmael there. That's bad news for Supra. Meanwhile, Barr is in fifth. Barr is in fourth, rather. Sorry, Type R in fifth. Doug has fallen all the way back to sixth, and the Damn Cat is closed in on him in seventh place. Back to the front, we see Superboy and Ishmael at it. These two have been going at it all season long in the points. Super trying to move to the inside, however, too late. Ishmael is there. Now Super went a little bit wide into the dirt. That is again not going to help, and that's probably going to allow Ishmael to take the lead here. Ishmael already has the fastest lap of 11.6. And Ishmael's got the inside line coming into the tunnel. But Superboy swapped around trying to take the inside coming out of the tunnel. However, Ishmael shut the door on that. Now Ishmael has got to keep close, try to pressure Ishmael into making a mistake. At this point, it's a pressure game between these two now. Can Superboy stay close enough to continue to apply pressure to Ishmael and maybe introduce a mistake? We have Petrol here in third still. Barr is in fourth, closing in slowly but surely. We have Type R in fifth. Doug Barrow in sixth, and the Damn Cat right behind in seventh. Not used to seeing Doug this far back in the grid. Something might have happened with that little door bashing between him and Ishmael like a few laps ago. Don't see any cosmetic damage, but just because you don't see the damage doesn't mean it ain't there. We have the damn cat here in 7th, closing in. I think I'm going to just see a slipstream ride here for the damn cat because he tries to stay close. You know, Ishmael is going to try to start pulling away from Superboy, and Superboy needs to be trying to stay as close to Ishmael as he can. The last thing he needs is for Ishmael to run away with this thing. He needs to stay close. He actually needs to try to find a way to get around him and also claim the fastest lap. However, quickly there's a gap forming between these two, which is not what Superboy wants to be seeing. He doesn't want to be seeing this gap grow. Meanwhile, we have Petrol on 30. He has Bar right behind him. Bar's having a fantastic race too. After a brief little filter down, he has gotten back into 4th place, and we see a three-way battle shaping up here between Doug, Type R, and the damn cat. Doug gets around Type R, the damn cat does not. I think Doug and Type R got the better exit out of the final turn. You know, the damn cat is close enough to where he can use Slipstream to just close back in. We're going to see Type R look up the inside of Doug, thinks better of it, goes defensive against the damn cat, who goes wide into the wall and into the dirt. There ain't no grass at this track. It's all desert dirt. And now he's got to close in that distance all over again. Back to the front, we see Ishmael and Super. Gap is already forward, meaning it's already building. At 1 minute 10.8 previously, and a whole second faster over the previous lap. That gap is growing, and it is growing quickly. Bar has moved into 3rd for the time being. Petrol is fighting back. He's got the inside that should allow him to hold on to 3rd place, but looks like Bar actually manages to hold on to 3rd place. And to the podium positions Bar goes. Bar knows he wants to get ahead of the damn cat in points. He is where he needs to be. And into the wall hard goes Bar. Apparently there might have been contact. It looks like Petrol checked up and let him back by. Good show of sportsmanship, although the sector, it is easy for Petrol to now get right back in the fight. It's looking to make look around the inside here. He can get side by side around here. I think that would set him up for the inside here. But for the time being, he is just following Bar through, hoping Bar makes a mistake, maybe picks up a penalty like he probably should there. That is, that's a cut. But no penalty for Bar there. Bar's out to hold that inside line. And these two can get out. Will is letting Doug slowly join back into this battle. Type R is in 6th, and the damn cat is moving forward again, closing back in here in 7th place. Back to the front we go with 9 minutes to go. Ishmael is holding on to the lead. He's got about a 4 or 5 second gap now, I think, to Superboy here in 2nd. Petrol has gonna do it the hard way, the long way around Bar. But Bar's not out of it. He wants that podium spot. He wants to be as far ahead of the field as he can be, with as many people as possible between him and the damn cat, who is currently in 7th. We have Doug here in 5th, closing in on these two. Type R is in 6th, and the damn cat is closing in 7th place. So the target is acquired for this guy. He sees that black car, he sees us getting closer. So I know this guy can get aggressive, and that has bit him in the butt more times than we can count. Back to the front we go. Actually, we're gonna see here, there's a move made here. Nope, not close enough. Back to the front. Out of the tunnel. Ishmael's got a pretty hefty lead as Superboy is just now getting out of the tunnel. And wide into the dirt he goes. That will allow this battle to catch up to him. Petrol and Bar still going at it. Bar and Petrol goes wide as he can be into the barrier. That's gonna leave a mark. That gives Doug 4th place. And we see Type R, the damn cat, right behind the limping Racing Asylum Hyundai. Type R has a half-second penalty. Pretty sure the damn cat behind him is salivating seeing that. Coming back to the front, we see Ishmael coming out of the final corner. All by his lonesome now, no longer under threat, no longer under pressure. All the pressure is really on Superboy. Super has got to find a couple seconds of pace to try to reel it back in Ishmael to try to make a battle for the lead here. Bar is now solidly in 3rd after Petrol's voyage into the dirt. But this is still good. That's 3 people between him and the damn cat, which is exactly what he wants. Because if the damn cat can stay where he's at, that just might be enough for Bar to jump him in the points. But he's got right now. Bar has got Doug to worry about here in 4th. We have Petrol here in 5th. Type R is about to serve his penalty. He serves his penalty on the racing line. That forces the damn cat to move to the inside. And he makes it work all the same. Type R is looking to try to fight back and reclaim that position from the damn cat. See if he can do it. So right now he's on the rear bumper. Damn cat looks to be going defensive here, holding that inside line going into the final turn. Oh, no, he abandoned the inside line. Sticks to the ideal racing line. See Petrol going wide into the dirt there. That might allow this damn cat here to close in on him. And we do see that. We actually do see the damn cat got a better exit. As we see a gap building a little bit between him and Type R. Does anything significant happen here? Riding high on that curve is the damn cat. But keeping under control, nice and tidy, nice and clean so far between these 3. And we see Ishmael took a little peek to the outside there, but didn't do anything with it. Just threatening, just trying to make the damn cat look. Let's come back and check on the rest of the field real quick. We have Ishmael, we have Super with a half-second penalty in 2nd. Apparently trying to do too much, maybe. Just pushing a little too hard. Either he is trying to find time, he needs to be able to do it cleanly and under control. Bars here in 3rd, Doug in 4th, Petrol in 5th, and under threat from the damn cat and Type R. That time I think that the damn cat might have gone defensive against Type R. He took a much more narrow exit out of the final corner. And so Type R is closing in on the damn cat. Can a move be made here? See a little bit of wiggle there from the damn cat under braking, but putting all those brakes hard to work there. I think the closest thing to a battle at the moment on the grid, on the field, we see Doug is. You see the medium map that Doug is slowly closing in on Bar. It's still not really a battle yet, so we'll stick to these 3. See, Type R has a half-second penalty. Damn cat is right on the rear bumper of Petrol. and just riding that rear bumper. Petrol seemed unsure what the damn cat was going to do there, but right now the damn cat is just sticking to that rear bumper, giving him a nice little push into the tunnel. And I think the overspeed might actually have affected Petrol a little bit. I feel like Petrol may have went a little wider than he wanted to. Alright, let's check on Doug and Bar. They should be close enough for battle now. Let's see here at the moment. No, Bar has still got about half a second, 3/4 of a second gap, maybe a second gap to Doug at the moment. We have Super still here in second. We still have Ishmael way by his lonesome with minute 10.4 as his fastest lap. Consistently 1 minute 10.6. Superboy not quite as consistent and at least a second per lap slower. Bar here in third. Not really trying to catch up to the Superboy, even though that would be ideal for him, because that's more points between him and the damn cat. But he's got Doug right behind him. And we see the damn cat at some point made a move around Bar. We missed him around Type R. But Petrol, wow. Roll call. With a minute and a half remaining. Damn cat goes wide and hard into the wall. A little wide, a little bit into the dirt. Both Petrol and the damn cat go. I think Petrol was a little deeper into the dirt. That allows Type R to get around him. And Type R might actually be able to close in on the damn cat, who's also got some dirty tires after that short excursion in the sand. This battle is far from done. But this looks like it's about to get spicy here. We have Bar in third, Doug in fourth. With less than a minute to go, we are coming onto the final lap. Bar is in third. Doug has got the run on him. Doug has got the run. He is closing in, coming into the tunnel. Doug makes a move up the inside, side by side. A little bit of door bashing. Doug yields, lets Bar continue on. But that might be enough for Bar to hold on to the podium. Bar is not going extremely defensive, as he is known to do in this type of situation. See, Ishmael does take the win. Superboy is going to be in second. Doug went wide, well into the dirt. Not sure what happened there. He's just guaranteed my speed, or did that door bashing again do some damage to that suspension? And just no turning for him. Either way, Bar is going to finish third. Doug in fourth. We have the damn cat here in fifth. Solid race for this guy. Type R in sixth. Well done, GG's and Petrol bringing up the rear in seventh place. So we see with this finale, Ishmael in race 2 also takes the win and fastest lap. Superboy came in second. Bar in third, Doug Barrow in fourth, the damn cat in fifth, Type R in sixth, and Petrol bringing up the rear in seventh. An abnormally bad round for this guy, but he still showed up. He's still here, and I think that should be enough to allow him to at least pass Tap, who did not show. And barring any incident reports, Ishmael, I believe, is safe to say the champion of the Gran Turismo Racing Community's Hyundai Trophy, Elantra Trophy Challenge. GG's, well done. This was a fantastic series. That was fun. Frustrating racing, but fun. Still like sure the drivers learn some good stuff about how to drive these cars, and that'll bring us into the next season, whatever it may be, whatever's in the box from the Gran Turismo Racing community. As always, appreciate the likes, the shares, the follows, both on my channel as well as on the Gran Turismo Racing community's YouTube channel, where both and this video will be posted to both. If you haven't already, hit the like, share, and follow. We have more to come, more stuff coming down the pipeline. But I am Nemcat Gaming. Appreciate you stopping by. Hope you enjoyed it. And I hope to see y'all for the next one. Till then.